Pizza! Time now for your Friday night pizza forecast. Let's go to Oklahoma City. A stormy night for you. Oh, that is pizza weather if I've ever seen it. Call up your Domino's and have them deliver a piping hot pizza right to your door. I like banana peppers right now. That's what I'm into.
Friday night pizza forecast brought to you by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
At Domino's, we love pizza as much as you do. That's why we're giving you Piece of the Pie rewards points for eating any pizza from anywhere.
Pizza from here?
Yep.
How about from here?
That's right.
Homemade pizza?
I guess.
Homemade pizza?
That's a little better.
New York style.
Ah, deep dish.
Any pizza.
Download the Domino's app, scan any pizza, and you could earn 10 Piece of the Pie rewards points toward free Domino's. That means double points when you scan medium 2-topping Domino's pizzas, just $5.99 each when you order 2 or more.
So, Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app. I've been quite vigilant.
Sharon says step on it. The meeting started.
Okay, write her back. Dear Sharon, don't mess with my discount.
Faster, Mommy. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I do too, honey, but we're gonna hold it for Mommy's discount.
Easy, easy.
But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount.
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save from State Farm.
Sometimes, bipolar 1 disorder can make you feel like you have no limits. But mania, such as unusual changes in your mood, activity, or energy levels, can leave you on shaky ground. Help take control by asking your healthcare provider about Vraylar. Vraylar treats acute mania of bipolar 1 disorder. Vraylar significantly reduces overall manic symptoms and was proven in adults with mixed episodes who have both mania and depression. Vraylar should not be used in elderly patients with dementia due to increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. High cholesterol and weight gain, high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, decreased white blood cells, which can be fatal, dizziness upon standing, falls, seizures, impaired judgment, heat sensitivity, and trouble swallowing may occur. You're more than just your bipolar 1. Ask about Vraylar.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer. Coors Light.
Did you know the same hotel room can have many different prices? That's why TripAdvisor searches over 200 booking sites to find the lowest price on the hotel you want. Your perfect hotel room for the perfect price. TripAdvisor.
This is uncharted territory. A Peloton boot camp where elite instructors put every muscle to work. Take your total body workout where it's never gone before. Home. Introducing the Peloton Tread.
I drive up, I bring people dish. I love it. Why? Because what I bring makes people go, whoa. Over 80,000 on-demand movies and shows. A voice remote that leaves them speechless. Live TV streamed instantly. And it's all getting us some pretty big awards, but my reward is that moment when I let them drive.
Wow. Ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Dish, tuned into you.
You gonna make me turn back, way back to the oldest me. Guarantee that you notice me. You don't walk on my soul from sleep. You gonna make me turn back, way back to the oldest me. Guarantee that you notice me. You don't walk on my soul from sleep. Yeah, you got me like cross me. Yeah, you got me like cross me. There was only one me you could know, and this is my only me. Yeah, you got me like cross me. Yeah, you got me.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm awake now.
Yeah, I think he was startled. Or as we say about my dog, startled. Nothing like a little thunder, though, to scare you awake, right?
Wowzers. This is probably a very clear reminder, when thunder roars,
go indoors.
Go indoors. He was awake, that is for sure. Folks, a lot of thunderstorms out there tonight with some lightning in them, and welcome back, everyone. This is Weather Underground. I'm Mike Bettis.
And I'm Alex Wilson. Happy Friday to you. We made it hours away from the weekend, and severe thunderstorms, though, are moving through over the next few hours across parts of Texas. You are looking live at Houston, Texas. Southern is the location. You can see the city off in the distance. That is a pretty shot. I love the trees too. And Mike, these trees could be doing some swaying as we watch for strong thunderstorms, not just across the southern plains, though. We've also been watching the mid-Atlantic today.
A lot of different locations that we've been watching on the radar for storms. And so let's highlight all of them for you, give you a good rundown, a good feel for what's happening currently. Look at the storms that have bubbled here across Texas, West Texas, through the hill country, storms across coastal Texas as well. There's the setup, by the way, with the dry line. Those storms in West Texas really firing along the dry line here, but a lot of instability underneath that stationary front. 2 severe thunderstorm watches in effect, meaning the atmosphere is ripe to produce storms right now. One that includes Austin and San Antonio. That's until 11 o'clock tonight. Another one that includes Lubbock and Point southbound. That also goes until 11 o'clock this evening. Daytime heating has got these storms going right now, and you can see they're really lighting us up on the radar. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings with several of these storms, and they are producing a decent amount of hail. Seminole to Andrews, good storm there. And now another storm that's north of Denver City around Brownfield here, Hockley, Terry, and Yoakum counties under a severe thunderstorm warning here. And some of those storms could get into maybe the Lubbock area here. It just depends on where the storm wants to initiate. Now we're going to take you down toward the hill country here, Edwards, Valverde counties under severe thunderstorm warnings here. A lot of hailers in these, and wouldn't totally rule out an opportunity for a brief tornado spin-up. We've seen a couple of those today. Johnson City, this is going to be west of Austin, including Blanco County here under a severe thunderstorm warning. Some pretty good wind, a little bit of hail with that storm as well. That warning goes until 6 o'clock this evening. A lot of these storms pushing their way south to north tonight across, say, I-10. All right, there's a look at the hail cores, by the way. Estimated size about 1.5 inches according to the radar here. So 1 inch is enough to meet criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning or 58-mile-per-hour winds. But we've got that in our forecast right now, and you can see they've got a lot of rain in these storms as well. And many of us are very saturated right now in this part of the country, and so flooding becomes an ongoing issue through the weekend, we think. Bosch, Comanche, and Hamilton counties here also under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to end up being west of I-35 here and well west of Waco. Now we take you back toward the mid-Atlantic here. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. Will include portions of Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and then southern Pennsylvania. Some of those storms eventually get into D.C. and into Washington. Neither location under a severe thunderstorm watch right now. There are the storms firing up around Winchester, back through Cumberland. Nothing right now in this cluster that's severe thunderstorm warned, but some of them could contain some hail and some heavy downpours, something to keep an eye on. And those storms eventually, again, work their way across the I-95 corridor later on tonight. And it doesn't end tonight. Storms go right through the weekend, too.
Yeah, we watch parts of the mid-Atlantic again going into the weekend. Let's start in Richmond, Virginia, where Saturday and Saturday night bring the chance of at least a hit-or-miss thunderstorm. So I don't think everybody gets the showers or storms, but at least the chance is there. By Sunday, rain showers likely. Sunday night, we finally dry out. I know you're like, what happens to my whole weekend? Rain chances there throughout much of the period. Tomorrow, best chance of severe weather will be south and west of Richmond. So we're really going to watch southern Virginia, say around places like Wytheville, and then going all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Hail, damaging winds, heavy rainfall. I think damaging winds would be that main severe danger, though. Plenty of moisture in play. Our cold front finally gets moving, and it moves through the southeast. So we've got that daytime heating, that cold front, air lifts, air rises, showers, thunderstorms develop. I think we could be looking at some during the early to mid-afternoon and then more throughout the evening as we get that limited energy from daytime heating. How about Montgomery? Let's start there. 10 a.m. all is quiet. Even 2, 3 o'clock. I think we're fairly quiet in Montgomery. Getting into the later dinner time hours and evening, that's when we have the best chance of the most coverage of showers and thunderstorms. You can see they're fairly scattered in nature. So there is a chance that you may not get one at all, but know that if you are traveling 85, 65 tomorrow, downpours and other severe threats, an absolute possibility. By tomorrow, early in the afternoon, you can see parts of eastern Tennessee, North Georgia mountains begin to see some showers, thunderstorms. We get a break around dinner time across a place like Atlanta or Charlotte, but late in the evening, even overnight hours, Mike, we've got to watch for more shower and thunderstorm chances.
Here we go again, right? All right, still to come here on Weather Underground this evening. It looks like a normal parking lot, and then people run for cover. What happened? We're going to show you in real time.
Coors Light is cold packaged. For peak refreshment. the world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Fact is, every insurance company hopes you drive safely. But Allstate actually helps you drive safely with DriveWise. It lets you know when you go too fast and brake too hard. With feedback to help you drive safer, giving you the power to actually lower your cost. Unfortunately, you can't do anything about that. Now that you know the truth, are you in good hands?
If you live with diabetes, why fingerstick when you can scan? With the Freestyle Libre 14-day system, just scan the sensor with your reader or iPhone and manage your diabetes. With the Freestyle Libre 14-day system, a continuous glucose monitor, you can check your glucose levels anytime without fingersticks. Ask your doctor to write a prescription for the new Freestyle Libre 14-day system. You can do it without fingersticks. Learn more at freestylelibre.us.
They're America's biopharmaceutical researchers, driven each day to pursue life-changing cures in a country built on fostering innovation. Here they find breakthroughs, like a way to fight cancer by arming a patient's own T-cells, and a new therapy that gives the blind a working gene so they can see again. Because it's not just about the next breakthrough, it's all the ones after that.
Be ready to own every opportunity with polished and professional marketing from Vistaprint. Start now with 33% off banners with promo code NOW33. Own the now with Vistaprint.
Yoga pants are made to take on the mat. But Noga pants are made to take on more. Duluth Trading Noga pants take on more than the mat. Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrading.com.
With catering delivery from Olive Garden, we make the food and deliver right to your door, so you won't have to lift a finger. Just a fork.
Discover new San Pellegrino Essenza, a twist of Mediterranean flavors with the gentle bubbles of San Pellegrino. Add a twist of flavor. San Pellegrino Essenza, tastefully Italian.
Well, now to some sad news out of North Carolina. A Winston-Salem woman is facing murder charges after officials say she knowingly left her 9-month-old son in a parked car while she was at work yesterday. Outside temperatures got into the 80s on Thursday. This is the first hot car death in North Carolina this year, the 4th in the nation. Always remember, check the back seat before you lock that car. Forecast highs in the mid-80s for places like Tallahassee and Raleigh, but after 10 minutes, we're already in triple digits. After 30 minutes, temperatures rising to near 120 degrees. Dallas, a high tomorrow of 78, so you may think, well, it's not that warm outside, but pets, kids, do not leave them in hot cars after 10 minutes, even at a 78-degree high temperature. After 10 minutes, the car's 97 degrees. 112 degrees after 30 minutes. And think about how long those quick errands can sometimes run. Most of those running at least 10 minutes.
Across the nation, Saturday is a designated day for you and your community to prepare for wildfires. Over the last 2 years, wildfires have taken more than 100 lives and caused over $25 billion in damage. Nearly half of the damage was in Northern California last year alone. We all remember the stunning images, right? Well, the National Interagency Fire Center just released their wildfire seasonal forecast, and they're predicting a very busy season for the West Coast as crops and grass dry out, creating, unfortunately, more fuels for fires. All right, take a look at some of the stats, by the way, and then the fuel types that we deal with in California in particular. Grasses, especially in the valleys, in the Sacramento Valley. Shrubs, low shrubs, typically found along the foothills and along roadways. Conifer litter, and we've got big forests here in California. It includes the conifer litter, then the understory that we see, and the understory grasses as well. And keep in mind, we've had a very snowy and a very rainy season in California. It usually happens November through March. And so a lot of things are growing now. But now it's the dry season. Everything that grew bigger now dries out. So your fuels are bigger. But last year, an incredibly deadly and destructive season. We had our deadliest fire in California history. We had our most destructive in California history. We had our largest wildfire in California history last year.
Yeah, some pretty incredible stuff. Are we ready for perhaps an even busier wildfire season than last year? Deputy Chief of CAL FIRE joins us right now. Scott McLean, thank you so much for joining us. What do you guys do ahead of the season? I know you always try to stay a step ahead. So getting ready, what are you trying to work on right now?
We're working on the prevention aspect right now, believe it or not, with all those projects that we have defined to do that fuel reduction, whether it be mechanical, whether it be prescribed burns, and getting out that education to the public as how to help and be aware. Everybody in the state needs to be a part of this, as they are and they will be. As far as the troops on the ground, we just had our first returning firefighter academy a week or so ago. Another one will be here mid-May, and another one early in June. Our aircraft have been dispersed from the maintenance up in McClellan to various bases throughout the state, and that'll be final next week as well. We're getting more equipment staffed up, and we're actually getting 13 new fire engines here in the near future through funds allocated by the governor.
Chief, you know, really snowy, really wet season for you, but that works for you and against you, doesn't it?
Correct. Yes. You're looking at, on average, I believe the stats were yesterday, 144% of normal snowpack this year. In some cases, up to 188% of normal. Go back to 2017, we were seeing something similar, but not as much, but something very similar. And that snowpack and the moisture disappeared very quickly as the winds and the heat developed during the course of early that year.
Our Wildfire Community Preparedness Day is tomorrow. What would you urge or suggest to somebody maybe watching in the area? What is something they can do to really help themselves immediately around their house?
Well, we're expanding that to all the way throughout next week. We're going to be all over the state of California promoting that message. Around your house is the defensible space is so important, but that's just one little factor. Hardening your home through construction types, the defensible space, 100 feet out, making sure you're protecting your home, as well as allowing for an evacuation of your family, as well as allowing the firefighters to come in and take care of business. You have crews out there working on prescribed burns, fuel reduction projects, fire breaks. You have grants that have been issued for various entities, districts, and different venues like fire safe councils that are hiring people to do the same. So it's a collaborative effort throughout the state right now.
Great advice from him. It's something that everybody needs to think about. Everybody needs to be proactive. We've talked about how the season really isn't a season anymore. You kind of have to be prepared year-round.
You really do. And one thing we found out last year is that a lot of people ran into problems when they were evacuating. So always remember, what's your evacuation route? How are you going to get out of your community? What's the road that's fastest to get out? Which direction is fire coming from? All the logistics of evacuating can be very complicated. So knowing ahead of time so you don't have to panic at the last moment, go the wrong way, really important.
And know where the things you would need to take with you are, those important documents.
Have them ready to go.
Yeah, and pets. Make sure, if there's a high fire danger, make sure leashes and carriers are nearby, because so many times people say, I couldn't find my cat and had to go. Well, still to come on Weather Underground, a monster tropical cyclone roars ashore in India. We'll have the latest on where this storm has left devastation in its wake.
Plus, still watching an area of concern off of Florida. Find out what it means for the East Coast this weekend. Dr. Rick Knapp coming back with your tropical update, breaking it all down for you, international and back here at the home front. That's all coming up right here on Weather Underground.
Want to stay a little bit longer? Travelocity is there for you. Not right in the room, that'd be awkward. But you know, online, on the phone, when you realize you want to extend your stay. Travelocity. Wander wisely.
Discover new San Pellegrino Essenza, A twist of Mediterranean flavors with the gentle bubbles of San Pellegrino. Add a twist of flavor. San Pellegrino Essenza. Tastefully Italian.
Try Drive Up at Target. Delivered to your car door so you can do more. More splash. More style. More smile. Target run and done.
And Doug.
What do all these people have in common, Limo? Exactly. Nothing. They're completely different people. That's why they need customized car insurance from Liberty Mutual. They'll only pay for what they need. Yes, and they could save a ton. You've done it again, Limu. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Lowe's knows you're the handyman who does it right, who knows your tools are also your team. We do it right too, with a 20-volt battery system that powers your Craftsman tools across your home.
Get a Craftsman 20-volt trimmer or 2-tool kit for $99.
Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
Hello to quality time at Marco's. Hello to the best part of the day with Italian quality pizza. Get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas for just $6.99 each. Every store, every day, the Italian way. Hello, Primo.
I'm 53, but in my mind, I'm still 35. That's why I take Osteo Biflex, to keep me moving the way I was made to. It nourishes and strengthens my joints for the long term. Osteo Biflex. Find our coupon in Sunday's paper.
The music got power.
Buddy Bolden created a sound.
I seen what it do to folks.
That set the world on fire.
They gonna have to reckon with talent.
Are y'all ready to go home?
I put you in front of a white audience.
This is America, Bolden. How far you think you're gonna get?
Shut him down.
Try Canada Dry ginger ale and lemonade. Are you ready to taste Nirvana?
Sir, you cannot be in the fountain.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the wonderful sounds of nature. Try Canada Dry ginger ale and lemonade. Now in diet.
Years in the sun causing dark spots? Gold Bond Dark Spot Minimizing Cream helps fade their look with a targeted skin tone evening complex. 81% saw improvement in the appearance of sun-damaged skin. Gold Bond for dark spots in the body lotion aisle.
In today's world, your data is your life. So even a small business like Zoot Shoot Photographers needs a big data solution. Suddenlink's cloud backup service automatically backs up your data and protects it with military-grade encryption. And since your files are stored in the cloud, you can download them anywhere on any computer in a snap. Want more tips? Visit SuddenlinkBusinessTips.com.
Look at the water.
Trusted.
I want to get right to it.
Reliable.
This is just beginning.
Accurate. You're watching America's #1 weather network, the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 63 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms. A few storms may be severe, low 59. Saturday, thunderstorms, high 69. Chance of rain, 80%. Saturday night, rain, thunder possible, low 56. Chance of rain, 90%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Wow, some pretty incredible images coming out of India as Cyclone Fani makes landfall.
Yeah, it was really an intense storm. Right before landfall, Dr. Nab, equivalent of the high-end Cat 4, right? Luckily, though, it did weaken a little bit, but still could have devastating consequences.
Yeah, we don't have aircraft recon in that part of the world, so we don't know exactly how strong it was at landfall, but certainly it appears to have been the equivalent of a major hurricane, and you're going to have coastal and inland wind and water impacts out of this. This is the landfall last night at about 10 p.m. U.S. East Coast time near the city of Puri. About 200,000 people live in that coastal area, and it, after landfall, went not all that far inland. So a lot of the circulation over the last day or so has remained over water, and I'm really concerned about the onshore push, the storm surge into the East India state of West Bengal and then into the country of Bangladesh, where now, look at this, got the big blow up of thunderstorms far to the east of the center over Bangladesh, over the Ganges River Delta, and that's going to bring fresh water coming toward the Indian Ocean. So really could be a flooding disaster there. And then now, as it moves farther north, headed toward the mountainous areas of Nepal, where Mount Everest is, and I'm sure not only at the summit, but at the lower elevations on Everest, the winds are a bit potent right now, even though they're not going to get the center going right overhead.
All right. Mount Everest, not far from this location, and I guess people have paused, so to speak, put a pause on climbing because of the effects from Fani.
Yeah, this is one of the most geographically diverse areas of the world, and unfortunately that Bay of Bengal, because of the shape of the coastline where Bangladesh there is at the top at the Ganges River Delta, it's one of the most vulnerable areas in the world to the combination of storm surge, freshwater flooding due to rainfall, and river flooding. So again, I'm most concerned about the water, but certainly, as we've seen in the video, some wind damage as well.
All right, let's bring it a little closer to home. We've been following this area of disturbed weather off the coast of Florida all week long. You know, a place like Daytona Beach doesn't look that bad right now. We've had some scattered storms throughout Florida throughout the week, but you are concerned about the impacts on the Atlantic side beaches.
Yeah, in fact, as the system was getting closer to Florida, the rip current risk was higher earlier this week, but now that the area of low pressure is off of northern Florida and Georgia, now you're starting to get an onshore push into the Carolinas, and things at the beach are going to start getting a little better on the peninsula of Florida on the east coast there. Hurricane Center issued another outlook this morning. They're only doing one a day because they're not in the routine of doing them 4 times a day like they will starting June 1. They gave it a 10% chance over the next couple of days, but after Saturday or so, it's going to be absorbed by a frontal system and out to sea. So I'm not really worried about this becoming a depression or storm. One of the reasons is that there's a big upper level trough, a sharp one over the Gulf of Mexico, putting a lot of wind shear over Florida and over the system. But it is adding a little bit of localized spin to the atmosphere that has helped there to be some localized severe weather down in South Florida. You got the winds coming off the Atlantic side from the southeast and off the Gulf side from the southwest. They're colliding over the middle of the state, getting the upward motion, a little bit of spin, instability. And we've had some locally severe weather. I had a tornado warning earlier, interior portions of southeast Florida, and getting heavy rain in Boca and Delray right now. But now the surface low of this mess is just off the coast of Georgia, and most of the rain is offshore. But all of that flow off the Atlantic on the east side of this system is going straight into the Carolinas for the most part, so that's why the rip current risk is significant there. So here's where the low-level spin is going to go. It's that sloppy, bluish, greenish mess off the Carolinas. It might try to spin up a little bit more tomorrow off of North Carolina. So that's where it has that short window of opportunity to get a little more organized. I doubt it does a whole lot. And then by tomorrow night, it is headed out to sea. But in the meantime, be careful at the beaches and with the isolated thunderstorms.
Thanks, Dr. Nab. And coming up at 8 o'clock, right after Weather Underground, another episode of Top 10.
That's right. History is dotted with close calls and near misses that meant the difference between life and death. And we count down the top 10 weather what-ifs. That's 8 p.m. right after Weather Underground tonight.
Yeah, and then this Sunday, a brand new season of World's Wildest Weather. World's Wildest Weather begins. It's got severe weather so destructive, so crazy. I don't even think you can comprehend how people escaped it.
However, we're giving you a first look. Check it out.
A Category 5 hurricane is making a beeline towards Puerto Rico.
It just grew into this giant Category 5 monstrosity, and it's headed right towards us.
A long, hot summer brings tragedy to Portugal.
The fire in front of me joined the fire behind me. I couldn't breathe.
And a series of tornadoes terrorize East Texas.
All I could see is this green wall. You couldn't see past it, around it, above it.
Weather Underground continues right after this. World's Wildest Weather this Sunday at 9/8 Central.
We're finally back out in our yard.
But so are they.
The triple threat of dandelions, lurking crabgrass, and wheat-thin grass. Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. This single-step breakthrough changes everything. It kills weeds, prevents crabgrass for up to 4 months, and feeds so grass can thrive, all guaranteed. Only from Scott's.
Our backyard is back.
This is a Scott's yard.
It's where a cowgirl can meet 480 horses. Where a Labradoodle owner can meet their next hybrid. Where the crew can meet its third row. And where a soccer mom can meet her MVP. Yeah. Over 500 million connections made. Find the car you'll love. We met on Cars.com.
Dig in to lunch. Dig in to Lean Cuisine. Lean Cuisine has cheddary, cheesy goodness in every bite and 14 grams of protein and Vermont white cheddar mac and cheese. Feed your phenomenal with Lean Cuisine.
Did you know the same hotel room can have many different prices? That's why TripAdvisor searches over 200 booking sites to find the lowest price on the hotel you want. Your perfect hotel room for the perfect price. TripAdvisor.
All eyes on me.
Cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for peak refreshment. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Attention on deck. We're zeroing in on IHOP's breakfasts. Brace for pancakes, French toast, or extra meat.
IHOP and Go acquired. Let's move out.
Breakfeasts. Order online and save $5.
You know that look? That life of the party look. Walk it off look. 1 more mile look. Reply all look. Own your look with fewer lines. There's only one Botox cosmetic. It's the only one FDA approved to temporarily make frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better. The effects of Botox cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Do not receive Botox cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Tell your doctor about your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. So give that just saw a puppy look, and whatever that look is. Look like you with fewer lines. Own your look with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
Right now on Weather Underground, tracking another night of intense storm.
That's right. Severe thunderstorm watch is up now in multiple states from the mid-Atlantic down through Texas. We've got storms stretching from Texas to Missouri and beyond, and increasing in the hours to come.
Oh, Jesus.
The danger doesn't end tonight. Find out who could be moving their weekend plans indoors.
Also at risk tomorrow, the Kentucky Derby. We'll show you how heavy rain and a muddy track could affect the Run for the Roses. And even though this looks like a normal parking lot, it's not, Bettis.
No, it is not. It's frightening to see people go running. Why? We're going to show you next on Weather Underground. Welcome back in, everyone. This is our third hour of Weather Underground. We've almost made it to the weekend. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson. That's why we're so in sync now.
Totally
we are like, we are a well-oiled machine.
Everything we do is in stereo.
Yeah, I like that. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday. Weekend, what, hours? I mean, for some of you, I guess it's already started. Maybe you're, enjoying a pre-derby mint julep.
Maybe we're getting a late start on our weekend. Not for long.
Maybe, but we're with you for the next hour. We're going to get you all caught up. How about this video from Tomball, Texas? Watching that lowering in the cloud. You can see some rotation. Does it reach the surface? That's the question. Tough to make out in this video at times. Looks like you may get a little bit, but obviously this far out, hard to make out. But here, a funnel cloud in Eagle Lake, Texas, about an hour west of Houston, also caught on camera. Let's get to that video. This one, a much smaller appendage. You can see, again, that funnel cloud. Looks like this one does reach the surface. Again, no confirmation at this point, but usually Dr. Forbes says if the funnel extends about 3/4 of the way to the ground, you can assume this one did make contact. By the way, this had a tornado warning earlier. Mike, we were tracking Houston for a while this afternoon.
We may be tracking it again later on this evening as well. A lot of different areas across Texas in particular getting hit hard with some storms. Look at them all bubbling up on the visible satellite. Storms through the hill country, storms through the panhandle of Texas, and some storms that have been around Houston as well. A lot of these storms here firing along the dry line, ahead of the dry line. A lot of instability here underneath that stationary front. Severe thunderstorm watches in effect here in both locations. Both of those watches until 11 o'clock this evening. So the atmosphere is just prime right now. It wants to go. And it is right now. Look at the thunderstorms that are popping. And a lot of these thunderstorms are producing some pretty intense rainfall rates, too, so flooding becomes an ongoing issue as well. These storms have been sitting over us here west of Austin. It's a big-time rain force right now, but severe thunderstorm warning in Blanco and Hayes County right now, so some wind and some rain with those, maybe even a little bit of rotation now starting to be spotted here with the inbound and outbound green and red right next to each other here. And so keep in mind, some of these storms could quickly produce brief tornado touchdowns, just like the video we showed you there a moment ago. A lot of these storms are going to race their way northbound here, so eventually they get up through Marble Falls, and they may go very close to Dallas and Fort Worth for us tonight, too. All right, let's get toward Bosque, Comanche, and Hamilton County here. Another severe thunderstorm warning in effect for us here. That storm slowly marching its way toward I-35 tonight. Could it get close to Waco? Yeah, very close to Waco. Then we take you back into the Appalachians here. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect here until 10 o'clock this evening. A lot of these storms have embedded lightning. Now some severe thunderstorm warnings in effect here through Pennsylvania, including Huntingdon County here. Those storms are going to work their way from North Woodbury, Granville, up towards State College here at campus. A heads up, Oneida and West. You're also in line to be hit by some of these storms. And eventually, we think, Alex, also D.C. and Baltimore get hit, but probably a few hours from now.
Yeah, so something to keep in the back of your head if you've got plans to be out this Friday night across the Mid-Atlantic. I want to get you back down to the southern plains, parts of Texas, because Mike did say Houston could be looking at more thunderstorms as we go through the remainder of the evening and into the overnight. Take a look at our future radar. You can see by midnight, storms beginning to advance in from the west could bring you some severe effects, some hail, some damaging winds. And look at the downpours that we expect over Houston. When you see those really deep, vivid colors, the oranges, the reds, that's where we get that heavy, heavy rain. So it does look likely that Houston's going to get another round of strong storms and really heavy rain into the early morning hours of your Saturday. Dallas, a spot we'll watch. You can see by 11 o'clock, we begin to see the thunderstorms around a place like Wichita Falls. Like Houston, it's an early morning threat. 4 a.m. here on Saturday. The storms around Fort Worth and Dallas eventually lifting and moving east of the city by the time we get towards the mid and late morning hours on Saturday. So I think by the time most people are up and around, the storms will have moved out of a Dallas or a Houston, but you might get a very unwelcome early wake-up call from some thunder.
You definitely might. And that was you're alluding to, the storms that could come in for you in a place like D.C. and Baltimore. As we fast forward the computer-generated forecast here, boom, there's what the radar may look like around, say, 1 o'clock in the morning. Storms right over Baltimore. There could be kind of a broken line that goes down across I-95 here, back down through D.C. and then Richmond. Through the afternoon tomorrow, more storms can come in late afternoon and evening. Now here we go, 7 o'clock tomorrow, and storms hammering us here in the capital. And those storms will probably clear you by overnight Saturday, and then by Sunday, a much drier day for you here. But you can see how these storms will weaken as we go through the night, as the air cools after the sun sets and we stabilize the atmosphere somewhat. Then they'll bubble right back up again tomorrow as the heating of the day cranks up the storms. Just watch it. Watch the timeline there. There's noon. Not a whole lot going on. Won't be shortly after that. The storms fire up pretty quickly. Alex?
We've just learned a 2-year-old boy died after the car he was in was swept away by floodwaters in Indiana. Happened yesterday in Wabash County. The child's mother says she did not see the warning signs that the road ahead was closed. She drove into the floodwaters. She was able to get out. Unfortunately, the child was not. And for the first time, we're getting a look at the exact moment a barrier gave way, leading to huge flooding in Davenport. A lot of damage, too. So there goes the barrier. That guy goes running. I would imagine he heard a crash. 3:33, 30 seconds, roughly, is where we start this thing. want you to see how quickly, we're less than a minute later, and this water's rushing through this parking lot.
Look at the people at this office, and they go running for their cars, trying to get out of there as fast as possible. Look how fast this water comes in. Now we're talking about a minute and 15 seconds after the breach happened. Look at the water that comes right up to the doorsteps here, eventually goes over it. Wow.
Yeah. This is scary stuff. This really illustrates the power of water, not just in how quickly it filled up. As you mentioned, though, you can see the debris now getting carried. So the water's picking up anything in its path and going anywhere at once.
Created a flash flood emergency in this area, and several blocks of Davenport ended up being flooded. But truly, when you've got this big temporary barrier that they have here that was holding back an incredibly high crested Mississippi River, and then eventually it crests at an all-time high, surpassing even 1993, something historic was going to happen, and something tragic was going to happen too.
And unfortunately, that happened. Dr. Nab, you've been concerned about the flooding throughout the week. Obviously, we've seen Davenport play out. Yep. We've seen other flash flood warnings, other flood warnings, and with more rain on the way, this is a situation that could continue.
Yeah, we've got flash flooding and river flooding to deal with, and today we've had both. We've had another incident along the Mississippi River just north of St. Louis where the waters from the river overtopped the levee. And now we're having an increasing flash flood problem here this evening in 3 different states. So let's start to the north up here in Missouri, and then we'll head to Arkansas and Texas. Just south of Joplin, I-49, this area in Aurora, Monette, in vicinity, flash flood warning until 9:30 p.m. Central Time. And then right next door in the Branson, Missouri area, new flash flood warning has been issued till 9:30 p.m. Central Time. As we've been seeing most of this week, 1 to 2 inch per hour rainfall rates, and it's coming down quickly. And as we approach sunset, it's going to get harder and harder to recognize how much water is covering the road. So please don't drive on barricades. Don't drive onto any water-covered roadway. Down in the south, a piece in northwestern Arkansas, Johnson and Logan counties, the warning until 9 p.m. local time. Now let's go down to Texas, where it's really lighting up in the hill country. Later on, Houston and San Antonio could get involved, but in the Austin area, we've got a couple of new issuances. Here's a flash flood warning between Austin and Kerrville. This is in Blanco, Gillespie, and Kendall counties until 8:30 local time. And Austin, Texas itself has just gone under a flood advisory till 9 local time. That means it's getting hazardous. Heads up for a potential flash flood warning later. Alex?
All right, Dr. Nab, thank you. Let's show you what's still on tap here on Weather Underground. 20 years later, what a view and over-under. It was 20 years ago today that one of the most notorious tornadoes in American history struck Moore, Oklahoma. See what made this tornado stand out on an infamous day in the Sooner State. And later, it's Friday. That can only mean one thing. It's time for a 6-pack. We all earned it, right? We revealed the top 6 weather videos of the week. What a view, this drone capture of a tornado in Oklahoma. But was it good enough to be the #1 video this week? And we're less than a month away from the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, so we are testing our knowledge of all things hurricane. Play along with us as we try our hand at a game of hurricane over-under straight ahead on Weather Underground. You always have to stay tuned for over-under because tensions rise, so to speak.
Bear presents A Job Well Done. Painting be done and stay done.
Done, 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 done.
Bear Premium Plus, a top-rated interior paint at a great price. That keeps all you're doing done. Find it exclusively at the Home Depot.
1 hour pickup order?
Got it.
We're out of ink and I have a big meeting today.
And 2 boxes of Twizzlers.
Yeah, for the team.
The team?
Go team!
Order online, pick up in an hour. Hurry and get an extra 20% off with coupon at Office Depot Office Max.
Anna, did you make 2 identical purchases of $104 at Cotton Cloth?
Life doesn't update you about your credit card, so meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong and helps you fix them. What's in your wallet?
It's been a long time since Andy dusted off his dancing shoes. Luckily, Denture Breath will be the least of his worries, because he uses Polident 4-in-1 cleaning system to kill 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria. Polident, clean, fresh, and confident.
Searching for a beach vacation? Find it at Verbo. They search millions of homes to find your perfect beach house, where you all find your own rooms and some quality time to find out about each other. From beach houses to cabins to condos, find vacation homes that match you with Verbo. She's doing it again.
No cover-up spray here. It's the irresistibly fresh scent of Febreze Air Effects. Cheaper aerosols can cover up odors, bearing the smell in a flowery fog. Switch to Febreze Air Effects. Febreze eliminates even the toughest odors from the air, and it uses an all-natural propellant to leave behind a pleasant scent you'll love. Use anywhere odors can spread. Freshen up. Don't cover up. Febreze Air Effects.
Need a change of scenery? Kayak searches hundreds of travel sites and lets you see how your baggage will affect the cost of your flight, so you can be confident you're getting the right flight at the best price. Kayak. Search one and done.
To get the most out of your mornings, you need to know what weather is heading your way. America's Morning Headquarters has you covered.
We've already got some rain out there this morning.
So start every day with the best in weather. Join Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, and Jen Carfagno. Weekday mornings starting at 5 for AMHQ on the Weather Channel. Join Liana Brackett.
And here we go.
Paul Goodlove.
If you like that, I got more on the way.
And Dr. Greg Postel. Weekend mornings starting at 9 on Weekend Recharge.
All right, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Weather Underground here in the cave with us, our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knabb. You know, you look at this just nuisance thing that we've had off the coast of Florida all week long. It hasn't really amounted to anything, and it probably won't. But Florida's had really ugly weather this week.
Yeah, but it's good that we've been monitoring. I think the Hurricane Center was right to give it a small chance of development because we've had past Mays, even early Mays, where something has formed in this very area. Just doesn't look like it's going to happen this time. Maybe it'll pull a fast one at the last minute here as it's moving out to sea and merging with the front, but by Sunday, it's out of here. So it's got a short window of opportunity over water to develop. But that's not the main issue. The main issue is what's it going to do to you and your weekend? Well, it's already been causing some problems in Florida with heavy rainfall. But the reason it's not been developing into a depression or storm is because of that big trough and that wind shear. But that wind shear has been combining with the low-level convergence on the south side of Florida, on the south side of this system, to kick off these heavy thunderstorms and a little bit of severe weather down there. So it's not without its impacts. And the heavy rain in South Florida is associated with this parent surface low that's off the coast of Georgia. Most of the bad weather is offshore, but Mike, they got this big long fetch onshore flow into the Carolinas, causing the rip current problem. And as the system moves along the Carolinas this weekend, it will continue to make the beaches a little bit dangerous. So please only swim where lifeguards are and obey their instructions as the system will be close to shore. Maybe it develops, maybe it doesn't, probably not. And then here the low-level spin leaves the Outer Banks by late tomorrow night and merges with the front. And then it is out of here.
And none too soon.
Right. Say goodbye to little pipsqueak.
Listen, we're going to have a lot of time to talk about hurricanes this season.
We'll have much worse to deal with later, yeah.
If we could get this one in and out, that'd be fine by
I feel like that's the same feeling that like teachers have. You know, they have that one kid in class that just kind of drives them nuts now that we're in the school year. This is like that little pipsqueak that it's like, you know what? Go bother your 7th grade teacher.
The real troublemakers are coming later in the fall.
Yeah. Summer school.
Yeah.
Or even beyond. All right, guys, we got to talk about some storms next week as well. You know, this week was awfully soggy, awfully stormy across a lot of the southern plains into the central plains. Southeast getting in on storms this weekend. For Atlanta, it's going to be Saturday night. I think Saturday during the afternoon, fairly scattered, fairly hit or miss, but by Saturday night, could begin to see a little bit more coverage. We look at parts of the Southeast, South Central, especially the middle part of the country and getting into the Midwest. Man, it has been soggy. Parts of Texas and Oklahoma, very wet soils. They really can't take any more water. And we're adding more into the picture. Next week, yet another stalled frontal boundary, setting the stage for several days of repeated shower and thunderstorm chances. And some of these could be, again, heavy shower chances. Monday, this is the European forecast model, by the way. You can see central part of the country having shower and thunderstorms. Then we get into Tuesday. More showers and thunderstorms, perhaps some deeper greens indicating the heavier rain across the central U.S. Wednesday, Texas up to Iowa and South Dakota. more rain showers and thunderstorms. You catching the trend here? Yeah, each and every day just about offering up the chance of rain through the central U.S. By later in the week, now we add southeast, northeast into play. But by next week, Sunday through next Friday, we could have big problems through parts of the South Central, getting into the Mid-South, say Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, even then the Central Plains, now Kansas and Missouri. These areas that were so saturated this week and have been for weeks, now getting more heavy rain. So, Mike, we could really be setting the stage for more big flooding problems.
It may get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. And with those thunderstorms, I mean, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you stick around? We've got a lot more to come here on the show tonight. Active severe pattern continues through the weekend. So who could be moving the weekend cookout inside? We'll let you know. And the Kentucky Derby in the bullseye for storms tomorrow. See how heavy rain and a muddy track could affect the run for the roses.
Ultra pure gold. Beer in its organic form.
Imagine traveling hassle-free with your golf clubs. Now you can with ShipSticks.com. No more lugging your clubs through the airport at risk having your clubs lost or damaged by the airlines. Sending your own clubs ahead with ShipSticks.com makes it fast and easy to get to your golf destination. With just a few clicks or a phone call, we'll pick up and deliver your clubs on time, guaranteed, for as low as $39.99. ShipSticks.com saves you time and money. Make it simple. Make it ShipSticks.
What are you doing today?
I don't know!
Don't panic.
Getting crazy, getting loose. Whoa.
Go see the first great animated movie of the summer.
Are you ready? I just gotta see what it's like!
Ugly Dolls, rated PG, now playing in theaters.
To get the most out of your mornings, you need to know what weather is heading your way. America's Morning Headquarters has you covered.
We've already got some rain out there this morning.
So start every day with the best in weather. Join Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, and Jen Carf.
Dry Canada Dry, ginger ale and lemonade. Are you ready to taste Nirvana?
Sir, you cannot be in the fountain.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the wonderful sounds of nature. Try Canada Dry, ginger ale and lemonade. Now in diet.
Years in the sun causing dark spots? Gold Bond Dark Spot Minimizing Cream helps fade their look with a targeted skin tone evening complex. 81% saw improvement in the appearance of sun-damaged skin. Gold Bond for dark spots in the body lotion aisle.
Hey, I set up the thermostat.
Oh, sweet! We're getting all digital with that thermostat. You deserve the sweet reward of a Diet Dr. Pepper.
That is sweet.
Is it hot in here or is it just a little sweet?
It's definitely hot.
Well, that is odd.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
It's the sweet one. Say to the O, to the O, to the honey in each bite. Healthy hearts make life sweeter, so you can live it right. The good goes around and around and around and around.
And now try new Maple Cheerios.
Your power and control your life with a Generac.
Stream your news just like everything else you love with Local Now. It's completely free and ready to go when and where you are. Local Now. Find it in your favorite app store.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by Purina. Your pet, our passion.
My new Beneful Superfood Blend has me feeling super healthy with salmon, cranberries. Oh, but we are not done yet. Here comes Superfood Wet with beef, salmon, and pumpkin. It's like a superfood sundae on a Monday.
New Beneful Superfood Blend dry and wet recipes.
What if I wielded the power of the Infinity Gauntlet? I could bend reality to my will with a snap of my fingers.
I just saved money with Geico.
I saved hundreds of dollars.
Nice.
That is a lot of money. The power is exhilarating. I just got something in my throat. Yeah.
Marvel Studios' Avengers Endgame in theaters April 26th.
My new Beneful Superfood Blend has me feeling super healthy with salmon, cranberries. Oh, but we are not done yet. Here comes Superfood Wet with beef, salmon, and pumpkin. It's like a superfood sundae on a Monday.
New Beneful Superfood Blend dry and wet recipes.
Currently in our area, 63 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms. A few storms may be severe. Low 56. Saturday, thunderstorms. High 69. Chance of rain 80%. Saturday night, rain, thunder possible. Low 56. Chance of rain 90%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You got to check this out. Surveillance footage capturing the moment a tornado hits a storage facility in Little Rock. That is wild, right? Whoa. The roof comes ripping off, sides of the building torn off, debris thrown around. Took off about 80% of the roof, we're told. It doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be a big tornado to do some damage. And it can be just seconds. Excuse me, it can be just seconds too. There's another angle for you right there. Look at that wind. And then all kinds of stuff goes flying. Doors fling open, cables dangling. Well, the last thing you want to be is in the middle of that. All right, that was Little Rock yesterday. Are there opportunities from brief little spin-ups like that today? Sure, we've actually seen some, and I want to be mindful of that, but we've also got some active weather coming in for the weekend as well. There are the storms for us right now across the southern plains, right through the Arklatex and up through Missouri as well. Flooding becoming an issue for us now with a lot of heavy downpours here in places that just got absolutely soaked. We had heavy rain early in the week here in southwest Missouri. We're doing it again. Barry, McDonald, Newton counties under a flash flood warning till 9:30 tonight. Springfield included in one as well. Christian, Douglas, Webster counties under a flash flood warning as well. That one goes until 10:15 tonight. Pretty heavy rain here from Branson to Springfield, Joplin down toward Bentonville here, and some places picking up more than 3 inches of rain in just the last 3 hours. So rainfall rates that are now an inch an hour, more than enough to cause flooding. Oklahoma City, light rain around right now, some heavier showers as you head over into Arkansas here, including along I-40, numerous heavy downpours here. Johnson, Logan counties under flash flood warnings here. This will go until 9 o'clock this evening. Spadra over toward Mulberry, Radcliffe to Batson, all these places, watch out for the heavy downpours that could be filling up any low spots right now. The areas through tomorrow morning we're most concerned about, highlighted here in the darkest green color: San Antonio and Austin and Dallas, Oklahoma City to Little Rock to Shreveport. All of these locations are included in that greater risk area, and there'll be some spots in there where we pick up maybe a 3 to 5 incher. That's highlighted in the yellow there, but the dark green, 2 to 3 inches, up to an inch in the areas highlighted in a little bit brighter green color here. Then there's an area tomorrow into Sunday morning where we're worried about some flooding. That may include areas getting hit right now. Washington back through Charleston, could include eastern Kentucky, East Tennessee as well. And then on Sunday into Monday, that shifts just a little bit to the east now. So includes the I-95 corridor, will include New York, Long Island Sound, a lot of New Jersey here in Delaware, then right back down through D.C. All right, let's time this out for you. Here is this evening's forecast. Storms come in and bring us some showers tomorrow morning, in particular here, Newark, Hoboken, New York, eventually Hartford and Boston. Through the afternoon, more scattered storms and heavier showers develop here. Same places that we're getting hit right now. Charleston over through maybe Roanoke into D.C. and Baltimore. And eventually by Sunday morning, back into I-95 here from Baltimore up through New York. Boston points north. You might stay a little bit drier. But by Sunday evening, most everything dies down here. A little bit drier weather may move in for early next week, Alex.
All right. Well, we are less than 24 hours away from the most exciting and fastest 2 minutes of sports. I think I'd do just as good.
Who needs a bugle when you got Wilson?
When you got me. I can do this. I feel like they should let me go out and play my imaginary bugle. Churchill Downs is like, we're going to pass, but thanks anyway. Despite all the rain today, people have flocked to Churchill Downs there in Louisville. Today's events, the Kentucky Oaks, where you can see pink is the theme. I keep calling them the Kentucky Oats, which must be a name of a cereal.
It sounds like a cereal.
Yeah. And the annual gala, of course.
And I like what you've done here.
Thank you. I don't know how it sticks to my head. It's gravity. We're testing gravity here. Just kidding. There's a headband on it.
It's very Kentucky Derby.
Thank you. I feel
nailed
like
it.
I may or may not have purchased this for a Kentucky Derby party, and then I'm just getting, you know, every year you get the wear out of it.
You're in the mood.
Bad news is we put all this time and energy into our fabulous outfits and our fabulous fascinators, and now we've got rain again after last year, which was the wettest Kentucky Derby in history.
Over 3 inches of rain last year for the race. This year, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, showers and thunderstorms could be a very muddy, very sloppy track for us here. There's the tail end of the storms around 3 o'clock. Could it be dry, at least nothing falling from the sky? Around post time, 6:50. We still have a chance for showers around post time, but could be a very, very sloppy track.
I meant to, there is a website where you can find out your name if you were a horse. We're going to have to do this during the break so we can share what our names are.
Every day at Marco's, get 2 medium one-topping pizzas for just $6.99 each. Because it takes 2 to make a great everyday value. Every store, every day, the Italian way. Hello, Primo.
I knew this was going to be tough. And Dos Equis is known for its refreshing taste and perfect balance of flavor and refreshment.
It's okay, Daddy.
I'm sorry. I love Dos Equis so much.
Make weddings unforgettable with Dos Equis. Keep it interessante.
I drive up, I bring people dish. I love it. Why? Because what I bring makes people go, whoa. Over 80,000 on-demand movies and shows. A voice remote that leaves them speechless. Live TV streamed instantly. And it's all getting us some pretty big awards, but my reward is that moment when I let them drive.
Wow. Ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. Dish, tuned into you.
Sometimes, bipolar I disorder makes you feel like you can do it all. But mania, such as unusual changes in your mood, activity, or energy levels, can leave you on shaky ground. Help take control by asking your healthcare provider about Vraylar. Vraylar treats acute mania of bipolar I disorder. Vraylar significantly reduces overall manic symptoms and was proven in adults with mixed episodes who have both mania and depression. Vraylar should not be used in elderly patients with dementia due to increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. High cholesterol, weight gain, high blood sugar, and decreased white blood cells, both of which can be serious or fatal, dizziness upon standing, falls, seizures, impaired judgment, heat sensitivity, and trouble swallowing may occur. Ask if Vraylar can help you get on track.
I lost this much weight on Jenny Craig.
Lose up to 16 pounds in 4 weeks with rapid results by Jenny Craig. Chat with your consultant and leave the meal prep to us. For a limited time, get paid $100 to lose weight and get $100 in free food.
Prestige creams not living up to the hype? Olay Regenerist shatters the competition. Big hype, big price, big deal. Olay Regenerist hydrates skin better than creams costing over $100, $200, and even $400. For skin that looks younger than it should. Fact check this ad in Good Housekeeping. Olay Regenerist. Now, try Olay Hydrating Eye. Hydrates better than the #1 prestige eye cream.
When you start with a better hot dog from Oscar Mayer,
That's no way to treat a dog.
you can do no wrong.
Where did you learn that? The internet.
Yeah.
With no artificial preservatives or added nitrates or nitrites, it's all for the love of hot dogs.
Why use Post-it Extreme Notes? Because they make your message stick, getting it said and done right the first time.
Oh, come on.
Stop the rework with Post-it Extreme Notes.
To get the most out of your mornings, you need to know what weather is heading your way. America's Morning Headquarters has you covered.
We've already got some rain out there this morning.
So start every day with the best in weather. Join Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, and Jen Carfagno. Weekday mornings starting at 5 for AMHQ on the Weather Channel.
Yikes. Cyclone Fani battering the India coastline, the strongest storm in decades. Listen to that wind and the screams and obviously the shattering glass, a common noise. This made landfall earlier today, winds near 120 miles an hour. Obviously, you can see that glass door from that building goes in and then quickly comes out, shattering as it does. Ooh.
You know, at one point, this was a really high-end Category 4, weakened a little bit before it made landfall, but significant wind, significant rain, and some storm surge, India and Bangladesh. Hey, thanks for staying with us here on Weather Underground. Dr. Nab's going to talk more about that system. Fani was its name. That's straight ahead here on Weather Underground. In the meantime, I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson. I want to take you to Texas, where we've got a real nice-looking shelf cloud. Take a look at that. Looking ominous, and I can guarantee you underneath it was ominous. Not the only location, though, that we are dealing with severe weather today. Texas, absolutely, you've had your share. But, Mike, we are also looking at the mid-Atlantic for storms. You're going to walk us through some of the areas of interest.
A lot of different locations that we're worried about for you tonight. Mid-Atlantic, Central Plains, down through the Deep South. Here's a look at Texas right now. A lot of storms that are bubbling up on the visible satellite. Getting a really good view of it right now with storms firing up along the dry line here in West Texas, through the hill country as well. Unstable air underneath this stationary front. So from there all the way down through Mexico and the Gulf of Mexico, things are ready to go right now. And the reason that we've got these severe thunderstorm watches in effect here, both through Austin and San Antonio, back through Lubbock, all the way down to the Rio Grande here. So there's a look at the storms that are firing up currently. A lot of individual storms here, and I'm sure picturesque. You could take a nice picture that you would frame and put on your wall in your house with some of these storms. But also now notice that in some of these severe thunderstorms, we're also getting some large hail, but also a lot of heavy rain. So increasing flood risk for us right now with numerous flash flood warnings. In fact, Hays County, by the way, severe thunderstorm warning for us here. This is just to the west of Austin. Storms have come right through Austin, and another round coming in right now. And this is why we have flash flood warnings right now. It does include Hays and Travis County, Austin, right dead center in the middle of all that, unfortunately. But follow that all the way back along I-10 through Fredericksburg and beyond here with flash flood warnings. Blanco, Gillespie, Kendall counties, all under flash flood warnings. Accumulations of rain here over the course of the last 3 hours or so, pushing about 3 inches. And since we've had a lot of rain so far this week, we're now pushing the boundaries of how much rain we can hold. North of Abilene, a little tiny storm here with some hail on it. Fisher Jones County under a severe thunderstorm warning here. Now I take you back up into West Virginia, up into Maryland and Pennsylvania. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect here until 10 o'clock. Does not include Baltimore and Washington, although we think later on tonight some storms do get in there for you. Look at that line now coming together, and storms just outside of Hagerstown headed in that direction. Berkeley, Jefferson counties are under severe thunderstorm warnings right now here in Virginia. This would be just south of Martinsburg and right along Highway 11 here. Eventually, somewhere between Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Frederick, you're going to get nailed with a pretty solid storm here. And again, as that whole line, you can see it right back there, pushes east. Eventually, D.C. and Baltimore get hit. There's some hail in there, about 1.5 inch diameter hail, so you only need about quarter size, inch in diameter to get a severe thunderstorm warning. We're meeting that and exceeding it right now in some of these storms.
Absolutely. We get you into the weekend, and we've got to watch for more storm chances. So obviously, this is going to affect outdoor plans, sporting events. If the kids have, tournaments or outdoor games, could see those storms kind of throw a monkey wrench into things. Richmond, Virginia, one of the spots that we'll watch for spotty thunderstorms Saturday, even into Saturday night. So your Saturday night plans could be affected by storms. Looks rainy on Sunday for Richmond. Rain begins to let up and ease and move out as we get into the later hours of your Sunday. Now tomorrow, best chance of severe weather will be there from southwest Virginia, Carolinas into North Georgia, a lot of Alabama, a little bit of Mississippi, and sections of Louisiana, including around New Orleans. Reason? We've got moisture in play. We've got our cold front. Our front finally moving. So this cold front will tap into some limited energy from daytime heating. That air gets rising and showers and thunderstorms likely developing. A place like Montgomery, Alabama, looking at the later afternoon and evening hours for showers and thunderstorms to develop and move through. You can see they're fairly scattered, so not everybody is guaranteed to get a shower or thunderstorm, but know that the possibility is there. And if you've got everybody coming to your house for a picnic, have an indoor area, kind of in the back of your mind designated as a backup. As I always say, Mike, if you don't have anything in your house cleaned up, it's guaranteed that your area is going to get a thunderstorm. All your guests are going to be like, okay, let's go inside. Yep. And then you're like, oh, I've got my laundry sitting on the couch. Where do we go? So just have kind of one area.
At least one spot that's roped off and clean for everybody,
yes.
right? All right, let's talk a little bit more about some of the rain that we've had and some of the high water issues. How about this in Elkhart, Indiana? You know, the buses coming and bringing the kids to school having to navigate some high water in their own parking lot, unfortunately. Now, the buses, pretty high profile, not really a risk that they're gonna flood out in a couple of inches of water here, but if water finds the low spot every single time, doesn't just in this particular instance happen to be right in front of the school. All right, let's talk a little bit more about what our threat's going to be as we go into next week. Let's start Monday now and what our setup here is. You can see that we've got numerous lows that'll form here. We've got a stationary front that'll park itself here, so the Midwest and a lot of the Southeast ends up getting hit with a decent amount of thunderstorm activity and rain. How much rain are we getting? Again, beginning a Sunday into next Friday. Heavy rain here from Texas right up into the Arklatex here. Could be some spots here, 3 to 5 inches, very, very common for us. That may go all the way up into the Ohio Valley, by the way. Similar forecasts between the European and the GFS models, are the two most reliable models, pumping out very similar forecasts here. Let's talk about Sunday. I-80. Yes, we've got heavy rain coming your way. Iowa could be a target. Iowa and then much of the upper Midwest getting hit again here through the day on Monday and then on Tuesday as well. More of the showers push a little bit farther south, including I-70 and then the Ohio Valley for us here. And there'll be opportunities ongoing through the week for some flooding. Monday across the south, it's Oklahoma and Texas, expanding that on Tuesday as the two systems work in conjunction, if you will, really plastering us as we go into midweek and late week of next week. So just keep that in mind. Next week could be a really rough week as well. Well, it was rough 20 years ago today. The U.S. experienced one of its worst tornadoes on record. The F5 tornado that ripped through Moore, Oklahoma, killing 36 people. Today, Moore has rebuilt. First Baptist Church was a center of relief efforts, still standing strong. 63 tornadoes in a single day across Oklahoma that day. It was the largest outbreak in Oklahoma history, $1.2 billion in damage.
Yeah, yesterday Dr. Forbes was going through that list of notable May tornadoes. Obviously that one, the top spots. And then 14 years later, more hit again. But there's our tornado damage path there. Again, this was before the EF scale, so the rating in F5 for this one, 38-mile path length.
What was amazing was a 300-mile-per-hour recorded wind from a mobile Doppler radar. At the time, it was the highest measured wind ever. I think it may actually still be the highest measured wind in history. 46 total deaths, 800 plus injuries, but this is amazing. 8,000 homes damaged or destroyed.
That's a tough number to wrap your head around. But think of like your neighborhood. Add those up. Maybe 10 to 20 homes, on your street or in your neighborhood. Think about how many neighborhoods, how many entire streets were damaged or destroyed.
And what's amazing about Moore is 14 years later, they'd be hit by another EF5 tornado.
And the paths are very similar. At the time, produced the highest wind speeds ever measured, and that, there's a look at it. Man, there are those videos that kind of make you stop in your tracks and go, wow. The Birmingham or the Tuscaloosa tornado also, another one. But here you can just see just how dark it was with all that debris that it was picked up. And this is a scary sight.
Definitely. Back in the late 90s, it was still relatively rare that tornadoes were captured on camera. It was just shortly after this that a lot more storm chasers would get out there and you get a lot more video. But there was a lot of video of this particular storm because it was near a large metro area. There were just more people that were able to witness it. But this, at the time, I believe, was one of the most photographed and recorded tornadoes in history. It's since been surpassed, of course, but it was rare to get so many different angles and such dramatic images at the time.
Yeah, and obviously daytime hours, so able to really, get that.
Yeah, it was a monster.
Scary silhouette. Measurements now rivaled by 302-mile-per-hour winds measured or observed in that El Reno, Oklahoma tornado. That was brought back, though, to an EF3 because officially those winds were there. That was 2013. And 2013, by the way, was the year of the other, than an EF5 in Moore. That was a big year.
It's been absolutely amazing, that is for sure. Hey, still to come here on Weather Underground tonight. A lot more to show you, including counting down the top 6 weather videos of the week. See where this stunning drone video of a tornado ranks. Is it #1? Is it the best video of the week?
It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. It's spectacular. Well, we'll tell you. Stay with us.
It's where a cowgirl can meet 480 horses. Where a Labradoodle owner can meet their next hybrid. Where the crew can meet its third row. And where a soccer mom can meet her MVP. Yeah. Over 500 million connections made. Find the car you'll love. We met on Cars.com.
It's been a long time since Andy dusted off his dancing shoes. Luckily, Denture Breath will be the least of his worries, because he uses Polident 4-in-1 cleaning system to kill 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria. Polident, clean, fresh, and confident.
I'm not hungry!
You're having one more bite.
No!
One more bite!
Kraft, for the win-win.
I'm 53, but in my mind, I'm still 35. That's why I take Osteo Biflex, to keep me moving the way I was made to. It nourishes and strengthens my joints for the long term. Osteo Biflex. Find our coupon in Sunday's paper.
Cheez-It Snapped, so thin, so crispy, but we fear too snackable, which could be catastrophic for our cheese supply. Next slide! We are genuinely concerned we may run out of cheese. New Cheez-It Snapped.
Spring is on, so it's time to get started. But first things first, call True Green for a healthy lawn, guaranteed. Millions of homeowners like you trust us to give them a lawn they can live on. Start saving today. Get 50% off your first lawn application.
So Kim, you going for a big Drive Safe and Save discount?
Yep, using the app. I've been quite vigilant.
Sharon says step on it, the meeting started.
Okay, write her back. Dear Sharon, don't mess with my discount.
Faster, Mommy, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I do too, honey, but we're gonna hold it for Mommy's discount. Easy, easy.
But you're in labor.
Don't mess with my discount!
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save from State Farm.
1 hour pickup order?
Got it.
Ran out of ink and I have a big meeting today.
And 2 boxes of Twizzlers.
Yeah, for the team.
The team?
Go team!
Order online, pick up in an hour. Hurry and get an extra 20% off with coupon at Office Depot Office Max.
To look at me now, you don't see psoriasis. You see clear skin.
Cosentyx can help people with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis find clear skin that can last. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms if your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
How sexy are these elbows?
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
Introducing Miracle-Gro's next big thing, Performance Organics. This new organic collection of soil and plant food is what you've always wanted. No compromise, twice the results, guaranteed. Miracle-Gro Performance Organics.
Friday evening, time for Six Pack. Six Pack of your top weather videos. There have been some crazy moments this week.
I love 6-packs.
You're a liar.
No, I do.
You're a liar.
I do.
You're a total liar.
Especially on a Friday. I love 6-packs of weather videos and only weather videos.
All right, so let's start it off with number 6 then, shall we? This is from Wednesday, first day of May.
What? No, cover this up.
Straight out of
I can't
December.
look at it. No.
Straight out of December,
No.
folks.
Ah! This was the UP of Michigan. Marquette got more than 5 inches of snow to set a daily record. Get out of here, snow!
What in the world? What in the world? All right, I'm just looking at something. Don't look, Wilson. Don't look.
Okay, I didn't look.
There's a surprise for later. There's a surprise for later in the show. Don't look in that direction of the studio.
All right.
Hey, I want you to check out a massive sandstorm. Number 5 video of the week. All right.
Yeah.
This, a haboob in Mongolia, happened on Monday. Blue skies block out, above the giant sandstorm. But imagine that thing coming at you.
I cannot, and I would not like to imagine that coming towards you. Man, that thing is incredible. You saw that little hotel just dwarfed by it.
I think there are some headlights in there. There are some cars in the middle of all that, believe it or not.
All right. Number 4, how about a tornado out of Dean, Texas? This was one, we actually captured a few angles of this one, but here you can very much make out some of that debris getting thrown around.
You can just see it swirling.
Yeah. Even close to the camera, you get a sense of, at times, little bits of debris and the wind-blown rain. This thing is serious of just missing what looks to be a fairly large house.
That's an intense, and just the rain curtain all around it. And then it goes through all kinds of different stages, but that was a real, and look at that. Look at the debris just being flung out by that one single tornado. It was just really amazing.
And how far away it gets, kind of goes to show you why we say, not always a great idea, even when you feel like you're far enough away from it to take a video.
Yeah.
Look at where that debris is heading.
That's amazing. That is for sure. All right, our number 3 video. Cyclone Fani's powerful winds making landfall in India. How about these trees bending over from the force of those winds? More than 1 million people evacuated, by the way, the path of Fani.
That's crazy. Those trees are just about horizontal because of that wind. And listen to that. I mean, that's a scary sound when you find yourself in winds like that and sustained winds like that.
One of the most intense cyclones to make landfall in India in decades. This was back-to-back after one they had about a month and a half ago.
Right.
So back-to-back storms, almost unprecedented for them.
Been very, very active. We get you to number 2, towering tornadoes not limited to the U.S. Earlier this week, we showed you this tornado out of Romania.
This is a really amazing look at it, right? Look at all the dirt that it's spinning up, too. It's just like a giant dirt-nado.
Yeah, and it's like almost perfectly symmetrical. Like the bottom half is dirty, is brown. Then you basically cut it off right in the middle. Above that, you get that almost perfect white. Looks like just a little billowy cloud, but obviously the
color
the bottom half
the color
is doing
fascinating.
Pretty awesome. Working over this field and that dirt that's probably that rust color, really, and it's really symmetrically wrapped around that.
I mean, the best thing is it's not hitting anything. It's just hitting dirt, which is, the best thing, right? All right. Is there really an argument of what number 1 is?
I'm sure some lawyer would call and be like, I'd be happy to argue this
They love
case.
to argue.
This is amazing drone video, giving us a really unique and kind of never before seen view of a tornado. We're kind of half from the ground, half from the clouds, so we're seeing it from a little bit above the bird's eye view, really, so to speak.
Literally, and there are actually birds flying in and around this tornado. Some actually get sucked into it.
Aww.
This is going across the landscape in Sulphur, Oklahoma, and a tremendous job done by Brandon Clement to really capture this it was about 4 or 5 minutes of really, truly fascinating video, and what a view. And you can even see ground scour as the tornado comes through here, going past power lines. I mean, this is crazy.
You learn a lot, but you also wisely pointed out, could this change chasing? Could we now not be dealing with those bottled up roadways from chasers, people putting themselves in danger? If you can get a drone up and stay well away from it?
I think so. If you could chase a storm that's miles away and not have to literally go chase it with your car, that's definitely safer, isn't it?
Seems like a good idea to me. All right, we're back after this. Stay with us.
And Doug.
Look, Limu, a civilian buying a new car. Let's go. Limu's right. Liberty Mutual could save you money by customizing your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, yeah, I've been a customer for years.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Staying connected to your community is more important than ever. So stream your news just like everything else you love with Local Now. Local Now is everything you really should know.
Take it easy on those major highways and surface streets.
Do not want to miss. 3-day admission starts at 1. An absolutely must-try all around your area. Just select your location. Then start streaming Local Now anywhere on any screen. It's completely free and ready to go when and where you are. Local Now. Find it in your favorite app store.
Saturday, thunderstorms, high 60. Saturday night, rain, thunder possible, low 56. Chance of rain, 90%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
There's a place where speed bumps don't exist, and donuts are served fresh every morning. Welcome to Muscleville, a Dodge owner's paradise, where the food is always fast. The mayor is this guy, and the town square is a straightaway. Head to Muscleville, where every day is a performance day.
Nothing outlasts Energizer Ultimate Lithium. Hey, you can't do that. Can he do that?
Yeah, he's good.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. It's the #1 longest lasting battery.
This is Uncharted.